Hey everybody, Livingston here, and we're about to jump into The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, the last of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. We're going to finally see how the story ends. I already know how it ends because this is the third time I've actually seen it, but the first time I've ever seen the extended edition of this film. So it's going to be interesting to see all the different kinds of scenes that they have in this. I know that it's like an hour longer, so there's going to be a lot more story, a lot more meat to grab onto. Looking forward to that. So let's just jump right in. Lord of the Rings. A worm. There's old Smeagol. I wouldn't trust him by looking at him, but they say never judge a book by its cover, but sometimes you kind of have to. Go on, put it on. Yeah, just let go of the pole at that point. I think the effects still hold up somewhat. There's a little bit of issue here and there. I don't think he actually was underwater for this, but I could be wrong. Oh, look, it's the thing that's going to create a headache for so many people. Love the elven theme.
It's my birthday, and I want it.
Well, he has very little will, I guess, Smeagol. He literally just looked at it, and suddenly he can't control himself. While you got Frodo, who has been holding it for months on end, and he's okay. Even though he's slowly being consumed by it, you gotta tip your hat to the guy. I guess Peter Jackson gave both Elijah Wood and Andy Serkis prop rings of the One Ring, and for the longest time they actually thought they had the One Ring from the movie. Little did they know.
Precious.
I like the way they transform him. It just gets corrupted over the years, over the centuries, however long. He's been alive for a long time. Ugh. Like his eyes turn. Suddenly they're huge. It was a good transition though from real to VFX.
Wake up!
We're awake.
We must go. Yes, we must go at once.
Haven't you had any sleep, Mr. Frodo?
Nope, not a wink.
Must be getting late.
No. It isn't midday yet.
What?
Not before Mr. Frodo's had something to eat.
No time to lose, silly.
I mean, yeah, I'd listen to him. He knows what's going on. Even though he's got a dual personality that wants to kill you.
You go ahead and eat that, Mr. Frodo. I've rationed it. There should be enough.
For what?
The journey home.
Gotta plan ahead. Frodo knows this is a one-way ticket, but want to kill Sam's hope. I don't think that was real. That was something that was placed there. More than likely VFX. It wasn't hand-painted. Something somebody did in the computer, I'm sure. And when I first watched this, I never really thought about the trees and how the creaking and stuff is their way of talking. Of course, when I watched this, I was a little younger and just didn't pay attention, I guess.
Green dragon. Green dragon. A mug of ale in my hand.
I feel like this is a new scene. I don't think I've seen this. They're here. Hooray, friends.
A merry hunt you've led us on, and now we find you feasting and smoking.
The salted pork is particularly good.
Salted pork. Hobbits.
Hobbits. Yeah, this is definitely a new scene. I don't remember this at all.
But there is a wizard to manage here, locked in his tower.
Mm-hmm.
You have fought many wars and slain many men, Theoden King.
Wonder why they cut this out of the theatrical version.
We shall have peace when you answer for the burning of the Westfold, when the lives of the soldiers, whose bodies were hewn even as they lay dead against the gates of the Hornburg, are avenged. We shall have peace.
Yeah, I agree.
Barad-dûr itself, along.
That's a cool shot. Why cut this? I still don't understand.
Something festers in the heart of Middle-earth. Something that you have failed to see.
What's that?
But the great eye has seen it. You're all going to die.
Have faith. You never know.
Shoot him. Stick an arrow in his gob. No.
His voice must carry. He's really high.
Come.
Oh, he didn't even lift nothing up.
Ah! Saruman,
Shouldn't have done that.
hell prisoner here.
Dead. Well, that's a hard shot. He's dead. And he's dead. Epic fall. Ooh, falling him all the way down. Oh, that's a hell of a way to go. I did read that when Peter Jackson was talking to Christopher Lee about being stabbed in the back, that he wanted him to like wail out in a way. And I guess Christopher Lee was saying, well, that's just not how it works when you stab somebody. And he instead like gasped or like kind of sucked in air. It's kind of curious. How did Christopher Lee know that? Because I know that he did work like in the intelligence back in World War II. I guess from what I understand about him, the fact that he knew about that was interesting. Pretty ball. Can we play with it?
Peregrine took. I'll take that, my lad.
Yeah, this was all cut too. They've cut quite a bit so far, and we're only like barely 30 minutes into this movie. I love the Rohan theme, violins. Beautiful view. Heck of a place to have a kingdom. Can totally see where anybody's coming from many miles out, which is an advantage.
Hail the victorious dead.
I feel like this was cut too. Looked like Viggo actually put some thought into that. He wanted to convey that Aragorn was remembering the people that had fallen in battle, while other people were just wanting to drink to forget it. It's probably because he's in his 80s. You take more stock in what life has to give, even when it takes things away. Yum. He drinks a lot. Always a competition.
I think it's affecting me.
I think it's affecting me. This is definitely not in the theatrical version.
Game over.
Every day, Frodo moves closer to Mordor.
Do we know
What does your heart tell you?
that Frodo is alive?
Meanwhile, where people are in the doom and gloom of things, Frodo really got the shit into the deal on this adventure. Everybody else is getting little reprieves with dining halls, food and drink, and warm beds and whatnot to sleep in, and he's been on this journey with this crazy guy who has dual personalities, and Sam, who's doing his best to try to keep shit together, all while he's not trying to get consumed by a ring while they march towards basically hell. Yep, sucks for Frodo.
Smeagol hates nasty hobbitses. Smeagol wants to see them dead.
That's kind of mean.
You tunnel. And when they go in, there's no coming out.
Oh, foreshadowing something is going to be coming from that hole.
Once the hobbitses are dead.
You treacherous little...
Once the hobbitses are dead. Shouldn't have said it out loud. Gotta keep that inner dialogue within the noggin.
You miserable little maggot! I'll stove your head in!
Sam, he's on a murderous rampage here.
Emma, we're lost. I don't care. I can't do it, Mr. Frodo. I won't wait around for him to kill us. I'm not sending him away.
You should.
We can't do this by ourselves. Not without a guide.
Let your conscience be your guide. Like, right there, you could have said, like, hey, he just smiled, like, in an evil way. We gonna let that fly? As long as he's been friends with Frodo, you think Frodo would trust him? And what he thinks of Gollum. Why is she asleep there, of all random places? Wake up.
What time is it?
I don't have a clock.
Sleep. While you can.
Put her right to sleep. He stares at me. Don't take it. I sure as hell wouldn't take from a wizard who sleeps with his eyes open. Ooh, pretty. Put it down. Well, someone should help him.
Fool of a took!
Well, that's one way of getting information.
What did you see?
A tree.
Whoa, what kind of tree?
It was a white tree. In a courtyard of stone.
Oh.
I could hear his voice in my head.
What did you tell him?
Bad things.
He asked me my name.
Why should we ride to the aid of those who did not come to ours? Do we owe Gondor?
They must be warned.
They will be. I ride for Minas Tirith. I won't be going alone.
I'm gonna be taking the troublemakers.
3 days ride, as the Nazgul flies.
As the Nazgul flies. Says the crow flies.
Mary!
See ya. Maybe. Later. I have to watch them run away.
One thing I've learned about hobbits, they are most hardy folk.
Foolhardy, maybe. He's a took.
He's a took. Slow motion. Her future son. Now, see what you're leaving? My son. Yep, you can't leave. You gotta turn back.
There is nothing for you here. Only death.
You know that's not true now.
Lady Arwen, we cannot delay.
I will. Bye.
My lady!
Yeah, why don't you want to leave that place? It's beautiful. Father.
Tell me what you have seen.
Arwen, that future is almost gone.
But it is not lost.
Still possible. It's been alive for 2,000 years. You think you've come to that conclusion by now.
Reforge the sword. Ada.
Dada. That's what it sounded like. Dada. Put Sauron back together, Dada. I gotta pick up the book. Pages are folded. It's probably an old book.
Your hands are cold.
Give me gloves. Yeah, I think it's a little more than just pounding that stuff together. I mean, it's cool to see, but that's not how you forge pieces back together. I'm sure there's a YouTube video that will tell you all about how to do that. This isn't the place. I just know that's just not how they do it. It's gotta suck to sleep that way.
We've just passed into the realm of Gondor.
Did we pass a sign that said that? Of course, seeing the castle itself will probably is a dead giveaway. It's a hell of a model. On your left. It's too bad something like that doesn't actually exist. That'd be pretty awesome. It'd definitely be a feat of architectural achievement. The tree. It's gotta be a boring existence just sitting in this massive room all the time.
Hail Denethor, son of Exelion, Lord and Steward of Gondor.
Perhaps you come to explain this.
Uh-oh.
To tell me why my son is dead.
Did you just find out, or?
Boromir died to save us.
Well, that was stupid to say.
I offer you my service, such as it is.
Oh, that was stupid.
You think you are wise, Mithrandir.
Yeah.
Yet for all your subtleties, you have not wisdom.
Well, he's got quite a bit of it, actually.
Authority is not given to you to deny the return of the king, steward.
Let's leave this place.
The white tree, the tree of the king, will never bloom again.
Don't say that. I have some hope. It might bloom once more, maybe.
Kings made tombs more splendid than the houses of the living.
It is a hell of a castle.
Mordor.
Yes, there it lies.
It's spewing a lot of hate there. A lot of fire. A lot of liquid fire.
Mr. Frodo? What is it?
I'm not telling.
It's just a feeling. I don't think I'll be coming back.
But you don't know that for certain.
We're going there and back again. Just like Mr. Bilbo. You'll see.
Yep, Sam's at hope. Hold on to it, Frodo. Just a little longer. You've made it through 2 movies.
Long ago, when there was a king,
It's decapitated.
The king has got a crown again.
It's an omen. That's gone dark.
Come on, hobbits! Mustn't stop now. This way.
I think that was cut too. I don't remember this. It's hard to keep up. Yeah, I believe it didn't. We went right over this to this.
I mean, you don't actually expect me to do any fighting.
You're in the service of the steward now.
Must be some strong lead. What you looking at?
There's no more stars.
Oh.
It's so quiet.
It's the deep breath before the plunge.
You mean war? Don't think you have a choice.
Our enemy is ready. Not only orcs, but men as well. Will answer Mordor's call.
There's Peter Jackson.
But we have the White Wizard. That's got to count for something.
Maybe.
Sauron has yet to reveal his deadliest servant. They say no living man can kill.
Yeah, well, you put man in there, means a woman can.
He stabbed Frodo on Middle-earth.
Oh, that one. You know, when you look at movies 40 years old, 50 years old, and you can see all the flaws. I can see the flaws in Lord of the Rings, but I think if I look back on this in another 20 or 30 years when I'm an old man, well, in 20 years I still won't be in my 60s, but I'll be up there. But I just I don't think I'll look at this as being an aged film. I think it'll be somewhat of a classic, like something that's a bit on the timeless side of things, just because I think they did very good with the effects. I mean, some things here and there didn't hold up, and you can kind of see the flaws, but at the same time, I think it did very well in the practical and the blending of the VFX to make a really cohesive film. It's just a very strong story.
No!
Don't do it. You know, they say the average film in this point in time would have an average of 200 VFX shots. This movie has roughly 1,400 VFX shots. Quite a bit. Don't show yourself. Why does the door have to be that big? I mean, the smaller the door, the better it is for the castle itself. But I don't see too many people wanting to attack this particular castle.
We must climb.
They didn't see us.
If anything happens to him, you'll have me to answer to. One hair stands up on the back of my head. It's over.
Yeah, certainly wouldn't trust him. Not with that evil smile.
Peregrine took my lad. There is a task now to be done.
What, Gandalf? Tell me. I'll do anything.
You must not fail me.
That's a long ways to go. Keep a steady eye on the horizon, boys. They're coming.
Quiet.
Wake up, guys. We've got war to do. We've got some killing to do. Look at that. You could have had some bows and arrows and shot them in there, lit the boats on fire, but no. You had to wait. Didn't realize. These orcs basically have the upper hand here. Somebody brought a drawbridge. That's awfully nice of them. What the hell of a long climb. Good for him. I don't know if I'd be able to make that. Damn it, I didn't bring any matches. There would be something you get up there and all of a sudden there was no flame. Probably get off the pile. Whoops. Oh, we're fired. Hooray.
The beacon! The beacon!
The beacons are lit. Yee-hoo. Alright. I feel bad for the guys who have to sit up here the entire time and just camp out. I mean, it's an easy job. Hopefully they have like a week's worth of rations or month's worth of rations, and then you just kind of switch out every month or so. Maybe they have to stay up there for a long-ass time. But it's a long time to be right there by the beacon. That high up in these mountains. I wouldn't want the job. The beacons are lit. I wonder how many takes he had to do of that. It's like, we didn't get it. Do it 3 more times.
The beacons are lit!
This is a badass reply. What shall the king say?
And Rohan will answer.
Hell yeah.
Muster the Rohirrim.
Gotta do as the king says.
You have 2 days. On the 3rd, we ride for Gondor.
Okay. I got 72 hours. Got it.
You shall be Meriadoc, Esquire of Rohan.
Thanks. He was very excited about that. Woohoo! Ride. Hell yeah. He's just so thrilled to be a part of it. Got him. We should probably get out of here, guys. Get the hell out of here. There. Well, he's gone now.
The time of the orc has come.
Well, somebody must have dropped you on the head. Come on, Gandalf. Do your thing. Well, I don't think he made it. Basically, just carry around a flashlight with you. Very powerful one. It'll keep him away.
This is not the first halfling to have crossed your path.
Nope. We've seen Frodo.
When?
In Ithilien. Not 2 days ago.
Oh, they still march on. Hooray.
Boromir was loyal to me, not some wizard pupil.
believe they cut this out too, but it does give a little more weight to this relationship between father and son. You kind of see it happen in the extended versions of The Two Towers, but for some reason they cut it out, I'm guessing for time.
My son.
But this adds a little more weight to things and why he's such a dick. He was so in love with his first son that the second one just doesn't do it for him, I guess. I don't know. Your kid's your kid. I don't know why you would like your firstborn more so than the second.
Leave me.
Master!
The ring. Don't look at it.
Mr. Frodo! Get back, you!
Why does he have poor Smeagol? What has Smeagol ever done to...
Right? What a jerk.
Slay them all.
It's kind of mean.
What of the wizard? I will break him.
Will Rohan's army come with reindeer?
Courage is the best defense that you have now.
Well, that's nice. We don't have much of it.
I didn't think they would find any livery that would fit me.
Once belonged to a young boy of the city.
I'm taller than you were then, though I'm not likely to grow anymore, except sideways. Here do I swear fealty and service to Gondor, in peace or...
Don't do it.
or death, take me.
Or him.
And I shall not forget it, nor fail to reward that which is given.
Great, kiss it. Yum. She was like a blow pop. Anybody remember the blow pops? I used to like the blow pops. It's just basically a Jolly Rancher on a plastic ring.
Disloyalty with vengeance.
But father, I'm not disloyal.
Is there a captain here who still has the courage to do his lord's will?
I guess.
You wish now that our places had been exchanged, that I had died and Boromir had lived.
Yes.
Well, at least you're honest.
Think better of me, father.
That will depend on the manner of your return.
Dead or alive, or does it matter to you? I'd like to know. I think I'd have a hard time sleeping next to a cliff's ledge that close. It's just not kosher. There goes a bunch of food.
He took it. I've seen him. He's always stuffing his face when Master's not looking.
That's a filthy lie! Ow! Sam!
Well, if I was Sam, I'd probably be pissed off too.
I could help a bit. I could carry it for a while.
Uh-oh.
I could
Gollum warned you of this, but
bear the load.
Sam's coming from a good place about it, though.
Get away! I don't want to keep it. Go away! Get out of here! No, Sam, it's you.
Don't. Sam's a great guy.
But he's a liar. He's poisoned you against me. You can't help me anymore. You don't mean that.
But he does. Well, everyone kind of knows what's going to happen. These guys are going off on a suicide mission. You think somebody would question the steward of Gondor? If it was the king, it's one thing, but why don't you just listen to somebody who's a steward? Goodbye.
Your father loves you, Faramir.
You sure about that?
You will remember it before the end.
Such big doors for such small people. I would figure the smaller the door, the easier it would be to guard, but what do I know? And why don't you go head on? I would like wait in the cover of darkness, go around to the edges of the city, and then like make my way that way. I would not go full force right through the middle like they're doing right now.
Can you sing, Master Hobbit?
Yes, sir.
Well enough for my own people, but we have no songs for great halls and evil times.
And why should your songs be unfit for my hall? Come, sing me a song.
Okay. What would you like to hear? Pretty voice. I love the song. I remember having the soundtrack of this movie when it first came out 20 years ago. Listened to it all the time in my truck. Going to college, going to classes, I would listen to it quite often. Anybody out there who is watching this, do you like listening to movie scores? If so, what are some of the scores you like listening to on your rides to and from work or school or wherever you're going? Let me know, comment below. Regretting that decision, huh? About wanting to serve? I would be. Getting ready for war. That's a heck of a camp to go to. Gotta go up a switchback that goes back to back to back to back to back like that. That'd be a heck of a place to guard for sure. The horses grow sketchy.
The horses are restless. They grow nervous in the shadow of the mountain.
That road there. Where is that?
Somewhere you want to go. The king.
I'm ready. Sorry.
You won't kill many orcs with a blunt blade.
Sure you will.
Come on.
Just gotta push harder.
To the smithy, go!
You should not encourage him.
You should not doubt him.
I do not doubt his heart.
Why should Merry be left behind? He has as much cause to go to war as you.
It's true.
Do you think he would stand and fight?
Maybe.
War is the province of men, Eowyn.
No, it isn't. War is everybody. Elves, dwarves, orcs. They all fight. It isn't just men. A single rider approaches in a cloak.
I wish I could have seen him one last time.
It's so bleak. What will happen? Kadoosh.
King Theoden awaits you, my lord.
A cloaked figure is here to see you. Oh, you're not the woman I wanted you to be.
You're outnumbered. You need more men.
Well, give me something.
There are none. There are those who dwell in the mountain.
Those are scary. I don't know if you want to hit those people up.
Murderers. Traitors. You would call upon them to fight. They believe in nothing. Answer to the king of Gondor.
The sword. It's beautiful.
Andúril, a flame of the west, forged from the shards of Narsil.
Sauron will not have forgotten the sword of Elendi.
Unsheath it, man. Yes.
The power of this sword can summon to him an army more deadly than any that walks this earth. Become who you are born to be. The dim old road.
You are king, my friend.
The war lies to the east. You cannot leave on the eve of battle. You cannot abandon the men.
But he's not.
We need you here.
Why have you come?
Do you not?
I love you. I want to be with you.
It is but a shadow and a thought that you love. I cannot give you what you seek.
You've broken my heart. Run away.
I have wished you joy since first I saw you.
Where do you think you're off to?
Not this time. Have you learned nothing of the stubbornness of dwarves?
We're going with you, laddie.
Yep, they're your bros. You can't leave your bros behind. He's leaving. He abandons us. How dare he?
One that is cursed. When Gondor's need was dire, they fled.
Weren't they a bunch of assholes?
And so Isildur cursed them, never to rest until they had fulfilled their pledge. The way is shut.
That's not good.
I do not fear death.
I'm a little apprehensive about it. Even though we all must do it one day, as much as that sucks.
Little hobbits do not belong in war, Master Meriadoc.
Gone to battle. I would be ashamed to be left behind. I want to fight.
I will say no more.
He's pretty strong to be able to lift him up with one arm.
Ride with me.
I mean, he has to be 80 pounds, and then with all that chainmail and metal stuff on him, I'd say about 100, 110 pounds that she just lifted up with one arm. The orcs march on. We're screwed.
Do not look down.
You say that, it's gonna make you want to look down. Skulls. Oh, hey there. We just got lost turning around in this old castle cave here you got going on. It's pretty evil. Check out these guys. It's an army of the dead. I heard Peter Jackson didn't really like the Army of the Dead sequence because he thought it was just not too realistic. So he kind of went with realism and wanted to keep them out, but he also didn't want to disappoint the fans of the book, so he decided to keep them in. I heard they were supposed to be a bigger part of the story, but luckily they were still used. They're basically like God mode, when it comes to war. You get them on your side, you're basically going to win. That's probably why they didn't want to keep them in there for the entire story or for the amount that was in the books, which I really need to sit down and read the books because I haven't yet. I'm sure there's a lot in the books that I'm missing.
And I will hold your oaths fulfilled.
Maybe.
And I will release you from this limit.
I'm pretty sure they cut this part out. They kept half of it. They kept the part where it says, "What say you?" and then they just cut to the next scene. They didn't have this at all. So this is new to me. quite a few skulls. Alright. They made it out, thank God. Just kidding, we'll help you.
We fight.
Hooray! Well, that was Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King Part 1. Look out for Part 2 pretty soon. Until then, see you later.